Hi guys, it's Andy from mcfcfantv. How is everyone this evening? Hope you're well. Friday night. Well, today we've had Pep and his press conference, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens when we play Wolves on Monday. But Pep's give us a little bit of insight into what's happening so far. So let's see who is on. We've got Dupe's on. Hello, how are you, mate? Addy's on. What have I been waiting for, boys? I don't know. Hello, everyone, says CM City. Hello to you. Paul Murray, come on, you Blues. Absolutely, that's what we like. New intro music, yeah, we have got new intro music. Hi all, says Matthew Hards. We've got Amar Jr. on. Hello to you. Peter Curry's on. Hello, fellow Blues. How are you, Peter? Hope you're well, buddy. Big jump there, so apologies. Noah Pearson, hey, how are you doing? I'm doing well, mate. How are you? Iona Beats is on. Hello, Blues. Great to see you all on tonight. We've already got sort of 40 plus people on. Hi, Sean. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. SOS 66, all right, Blues. Hello, Blues, says Jack Lee. Everyone's Blues tonight. Hi, all. Hi, Andy, mate. How are you, mate? I hope you're well, Robbito. And I did get your reply back earlier, so no problem. You should get that in the next few days. Pardo Oates is on. Hi, Andy. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. John Grogan is also on, saying hello to all the Blues on here. We've got Ocean Rage Evening. Nice picture. Ronnie Beaver's on. How are you, buddy? He says hi all to everyone. Mervyn is on. Hello to Mervyn. Jamie Short's on. Hi, Andy. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Tom is on. Pep looks so unhappy. Maybe it's because of the Koulibaly situation. All right, yeah, you really think that? Hey, mate. Hope you're okay, says Carl Regan. I'm good, buddy. Andy, considering how busy you are, thanks for the vlog, mate. Appreciate it. It's no problem, mate. Have to crack on, and we just got to come here and do these things for the fans of the channel and the followers of the channel. It's what we do. Even though I am very busy. Colin Fox, hi Andy, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Blues never lose. Should I say Blues never lose? One extra O there, Amar. LOSE. But don't worry about it. Hi, Andy. Abdallah's on. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Pardo Oak says, what's happening? Everything has gone dead. Everybody's signing players except us. We'll wait and see. Some chicken. I'm guessing that's what you're having for your dinner. What would make the perfect transfer window for you? Good question. I've always said, for me, a perfect window, Tommy, would be a centre-back, a left-back, and a striker. That would be perfect. Am I going to throw my toys out the pram if we don't get any of them or one of them? No, not at all. I'm simply not going to do that. But that is just me being hopeful. I don't think we'll sign, a left-back, a striker, and a centre-back. But we have signed a centre-back in Nathan Aké. We have signed a left winger to replace Sane and Ferran Torres, who everyone was absolutely raving about when he played for Spain. So that leaves really a centre-back, which I'm hoping we will sign, but we'll wait and see. Emmanuel Orange. Hi Andy, how are you, mate? Hope you're well. Robert Overland says, Paddy Oates, we did get 2 players so far, mate. We have. So happy football is back. We can finally move on from the boring transfers. Well, sadly, we've still got another week or 2 of it, Iona beats, and there'll be tons and tons and tons of stuff ongoing. Is Martin feeling better? Yeah, it's out by all counts. Martin will be back tomorrow. Don't forget, we are going to do a live watch along. I was going to do it, but I've got an appointment in the morning that if I did it, it's going to leave me really close to not making it. So Martin's going to do the live preview with a Wolves channel in the morning. So it should be around about 9:30. So whatever you do, please make sure you look out for that. And it'll be with Dave from a Wolves channel. So please look out for that. And thanks for Martin for stepping in to help out. So Martin, yes, I'm sure Martin is feeling a bit better. He's had a bad week, but I'm sure he'll be back tomorrow. John Malone, still no forward or defender? No, not yet, mate. Abdallah, we need a striker, centre-back and left-back minimum. Disagree. But we've got an attacking left winger in Ferran Torres. We've got a centre-back in Nathan Aké. Do we need a left-back or do we need another centre-back? And I think most of you would agree that we need another centre-back. Ronnie Beaver says, can tell it's you, Andy. We will still be waiting for Martin. Well, when I say he'll be on in the morning, maybe just hang around. He might be on before midday. You never know. But good evening, Andy, says Dudley Lewis. How are you, buddy? Hope you're well. Sorry, another big jump there. Oh, my favourite dog. The Animal Lifestyle's on. Hi, Andy. How are you, mate? Hope you're well. Anthony Abrams. Evening, Andy Amped for the Wolves game Monday night. Good. Great to hear that, mate. Abdullah Alami, you and Andy in sync. Yeah, maybe we are. Let's all be positive. At last, Colin Fox. Totally agree with that. Jamie Short says, in my opinion, we need a quality right centre-back if we are to win the league this season. I guess that's up for discussion, but yeah, maybe. We haven't addressed our weaknesses. Well, I guess it all depends on whether you think, Aké addresses that situation. But you said weaknesses, so I'm sure you're thinking plural. So where are the other weaknesses? Up the Londons, what's that all about? Amar Jr. says, which one is better, KK or Jimenez? I wouldn't want either of them, I'll be honest with you. Aké might possibly start on Monday night as Laporte is out. Maybe he will. We'll talk about Pep. Thoughts on Arteta and the job he's doing at Arsenal, Carl Regan? I think he's doing a great job. Really, really good. I think we all thought that losing Arteta, I'll be honest, well, I shouldn't say we all thought. I thought, and I'm sure there were plenty of other City fans who thought losing Arteta was a big loss, and he had a great relationship with the City squad, certain players in particular, like Sterling, etc. So I think it's a bit of not a bit, I think it's a big loss to City with Arteta leaving Pep's side and moving to Arsenal. But your question was, what about, what job's he done with Arsenal? I think he's done a great job so far. I think we still need to see a full season ahead of us and judge him at the end of that, because it's one thing a manager coming into a club and giving it a little bit of a boost, which tends to happen in 2-3 months, which is what he's done. But if he can maintain what he's done so far at Arsenal, I mean, the fact that they've kept Aubameyang is a great thing. I think Arteta will do a very good job We'll see at the end of the season. That's the main thing. Tommy says, would you rather have Haaland, Latoro, I think you mean Martinez, Felix or Mbappe? Oh, mate, is it up for discussion? Is it really, Tommy, up for discussion? Which one out of those four I'd have? I'd have Mbappe every single day of the week and on Sunday, buddy. Sam City said, can't stand them dippers, but fair play for getting Thiago and Jota for 45 million. Can't wait to see Torres play. I'm not sure they signed Jota yet. I mean, that was just a bit of rumour, speculation earlier this afternoon. I don't think they've signed Jota. I'd be very, very surprised if Wolves let Jota go. I would be very surprised if they do. You know, fair play. But Thiago, yeah, it's a good signing. Thiago Alcantara is a very, very good player. For sort of 27 million quid plus add-ons, I think it's a great buy for Liverpool. I still think they need more, though. I really do think they need a little bit more than just that. I'll be honest with you, because let's face it. I mean, how many midfielders have they bought? You know, Keita. I mean, Wijnaldum. They've had. Is he gone yet? I'm not sure. I've been that busy this week. Has Wijnaldum gone from Liverpool? But they've got Wijnaldum, who's been superb for Liverpool. They've got, you know, Jordan Henderson and everything else. But I think Alcantara's a very, very good signing for Liverpool. But I still think they need more. I think they need replacements up front, if I'm being honest, because it only takes one of them to get injured, which they've been very fortunate with. Certainly last season, that the likes of Salah, Firmino, and Mane weren't really injured throughout the season. One of those gets injured, I think they're in a bit of bother. And I know Firmino's, you know, his Marmite in it. Some people love him. Other fans of other clubs and even Liverpool think he's, you know, the best thing going and blah blah blah. But I think if you add Firmino out of that team, they don't play the same. And I guess we'll wait and see. But yeah, good question, Sam. Roberto Blondi, Carl Regan, he's doing a fine job so far. Yeah, I agree. I think he's doing okay. Let's see how he does over the next season. Ronnie Beaver, great news about Doyle. It is one of the things we were going to talk about, Ronnie, tonight, is that Tommy Doyle has signed a new contract at Manchester City, which keeps him here until 2025. Which is great news, absolutely brilliant. And he seems really chuffed about the whole contract, which of course is going to be, but is a blue through and through, as we know about his grandparents. Yeah, I think it's great. I mean, I messaged him on Twitter earlier saying, you know, let's hope we see some more of you this season, hopefully in some competitions, because he's an exceptional talent, a really, really good talent. Are we going to see him in the Premier League? Probably not. I'll be honest, unless he comes on as a sub. But let's hope we see more of him in lights of the FA Cup and the League Cup, getting a starting berth, because he is a very, very talented kid. And it's great to see him committed to the club for another 5 years. So we'll wait and see. Fingers crossed. Pep gives him his head in some of those competitions, and he'll be brilliant if he can step up his improvement the way that he has been doing over the last couple of years. Roberto said, Tommy, all of them. Sean says, is the video, Martin, going to be live? Yeah, it's going to be live in the morning, or with the guys from the Wolves channel, big account, big Wolves account. So don't forget, look out. Make sure you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. That way you're notified when new videos are out on the channel. And make sure your settings are set to public, not private. And that way you'll be notified. So as soon as we put the preview out, as soon as you see the countdown, you'll be notified immediately when we go live. And that way you can watch along and give your comments below. EDS drawing 1-1 at Blackburn, are they? I miss Arteta at City. Yeah, so do I a little bit, I must admit, but it is what it is. Carl Buxton says we need a right-sided centre-back striker and possibly another mobile midfielder. Not sure about the midfielder part, but a striker, I'm with you. Centre-back, I'm not that fussed about right-footed, left-footed, I'll be honest with you. But hey, it's all about opinions. Jamie Short says, I have a feeling Torres will have a great season. Well, I mean, everyone's raving about him for Spain, but Premier League's a different beast. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. Blue Moon, says Sean Fogarty. Is that Liverpool's training ground? I'm assuming you're talking about Alcantara there. It's all agreed, mate, for 35 million, but Kijana has agreed to go the other way for 10 million. I don't know what that's about, mate. Hi, guys. Kamal's on. Being extremely busy this week. It's my last year A-levels. Good luck, buddy. Hope everything's gone really well for you, Kamal. And I know you've been busy, mate. And all the very best with your A-levels. Carl Regan says, Lampard on fraud watch for you. Lampard on fraud watch. Lampard on fraud watch for you. I think Lampard's done he's done a good job. Got some bloody good signings. I think Chelsea are going to be very strong this season. Done very, very well in the signing department. So well, I guess we'll wait and see, won't we? He's got a load of superstars now, so there's no excuses anymore with Lampard as a manager with, having to rotate kids because they haven't had, 2 transfer windows. Now he's got the players in. That's when the pressure comes on. There's no excuses anymore, but I've got a feeling Chelsea will do well this year. They've got some very good signings. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Is that a question, Sean? Kamal Dwyer, hey mate. Great to hear from you. Best of luck with the studies, buddy, says Rubito. Shadows, Leroy Sané got an assist tonight on his debut. Well, he could have had plenty more for City if he would have stayed. He's a very, very good player. Sorry, a massive jump just coming in. So I do apologise. There's loads and loads of comments on. We've got over 70 people on. So let me just go back. Roberto says, I would prefer a Chelsea win. I can't see Chelsea gelling for a whole season with so many new players. Be interesting. It's me says, I'm assuming Koulibaly or Kouande. I'll be honest with you. I mean, Kouande's looks a good player. And Koulibaly's a good player in Serie A. I'm not bothered. I'll be honest with you. I'm not bothered. Either way, if we buy a decent centre-back, another centre-back, that means we have to get rid of the likes of Otamendi or Garcia, and I can't see Garcia going anywhere right now. That only means maybe Otamendi goes. So Kouande, maybe that's the player we should be going for. I'm sure there are lots of people who watch football, European football, like Ryan and all the others who watch far more than I do. But it still doesn't mean, for me, watching a player in a certain league means that they're going to transfer into the Premier League just instantly like that. So I guess we'll see. No, not a bother to an intellect like your good self. Jamie Short says, don't forget Delap. He's been banging them in for fun. He's a different type of striker to Gabby and Sergio. Mate, Jamie, look at who we've just sold to United from the under-18s and the EDS team. Somebody who scored 600 goals. So, there is one thing a player banging in goals at that level. It's a completely different beast to playing in the Premier League, mate. How many times did we have the discussion over Nemecha? Oh, Nemecha, oh, he's brilliant. Oh, he's this, that, and the other, and blah, 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 blah. As soon as they step up and start training around the first team, Pep and the team see what he's like, what's happened to him. So, yes, Delap is good for a kid. It does not mean to say that his transition is immediate to the Premier League standard of the first team. of Manchester City. So, yeah, I'm not one for buying into that type of stuff, mate. I'm not. He looks a great young kid, but he's got a long, long way to go before he gets anywhere near the first team, in my opinion. Horses on, hey up. Evening, guys. Apologies, not been feeling better. Not being on, but feeling better. Join me in the morning for a preview, and then tomorrow evening for our season preview and predictions. There you go, Martin saying it. Tommy, would you rather win Champions League or only win the domestic treble in the season? I'd rather win the Premier League, just the Premier League, Tommy, than the Champions League. Champions has never been for me. Hello, Martin, says Jack Lee. Robito says, Martin, what is a stream tomorrow morning? It's the preview with Wolves fan channel. We're going to do a live preview tomorrow morning. Graham Leather Barrow, worrying the injuries, unavailability of players before we start. Again, progress on this front seems not to be happening. Mr. Negativity. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the negativity. What TV channel? City Bournemouth next Thursday, League Cup, 3 days. Well, I've no idea, mate. I'm sure we'll let you know in due course. Also, a seat show Sunday and live watch along Monday night and reaction vlog afterwards. Back with a bang. There you go. Iona Beats, it does mind nothing when people say we need to replace company. Passion and leadership cannot be bought. It's developed and grown over time. Be patient, Blues. That's all I'm going to say to that, Iona Beats. Spot on. Tommy, league all day long, every day. Champions League is just a jumped up bonus. Wolves preview with Wolves fan, says Martin. Liverpool mustn't be bothered about training because their new signing is just making TikToks. TikToks. Well, let's leave them to it, mate. Ocean Rage Martin, Man City Fan TV, get well soon, Martin. Who do you think Aké will partnership with Wolves? Listen, don't be surprised if it's somebody like Fernandinho or John Stones. I'd be very surprised if Aké does start, and he does start with the likes of Garcia. I think Pep might put in a John Stones or a Fernandinho in there, if I'm being honest. But we're going to talk all about that in the coming days. We've got previews and things like that coming up. So we'll talk all about the Wolves game and the lineups and who we think we're gonna start with and things like that. So we'll leave that. I don't want to jump on other people's vlogs and things like that. So we will definitely talk about those type of things. So Roberto says, Man City Fan TV, can you give a link to the Wolves stream? Not yet at the moment. No, we can't, but we will. It will just be a going live like we always do, Roberto. And then there'll be a Twitter, no doubt a tweet about the live show. So you just need to be on around 9:30ish tomorrow morning and make sure your settings are set to public, not private, and that way you'll be notified. Addy says the best thing about Lampard is that he's exposed Klopp a little bit for how hypocritical he can be. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it'll be live, Robert. So there you go. On our channel. Yes, on our channel, mate. It'll be live on here. Ronnie Beaver, I messaged him, told him signing of the summer. Doyle. Well done, mate. Thanks, Ronnie Beaver. Helen the Bell's on. High Blues. Chelsea looked poor the other night, but players need to bed in. Yeah, and I think it's going to be one of those. You're just going to have to wait and see. Sean thinks Fernandinho is going to play centre-back with Aké. Interesting. Sam City on about Kijana going to Wolves for 10 million and Jota to Liverpool, 35 million. All but agreed. Okay, we'll wait and see. Like and subscribe, you wonderful people. Yes, don't forget, if you can, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Alfonso Davis looks better than Sane. We ain't going to get him, mate. Thanks, Martin. Looking forward to it. You were great on Claude's one. There you go. Cheers, mate. And live again tomorrow evening with a few guests. Paul Murray says, love the Lampard Klopp drama. They're both under pressure to deliver. Pep shows his class by being laid back and refusing to get involved in media hype, which is one of the things, obviously. Today, Pep Guardiola has been in the sort of Zoom press conference, and Then you hear all over social media, oh, look, he looks disappointed. Oh, look, he must know he's going. He looks disappointed. Oh, it must be because of Cheeky and he's not got the signings he wants. You just think, oh, Jesus Christ Almighty. He's on a Zoom call, so most of the time he's sat there waiting for these bellends and some of the questions that came from these people. Though I did say it was nice to see some different faces on a live press conference. But it's great to put some faces to some of the names that were on there, and you think, oh. But yeah, I mean, some of the questions on there. I think one person made a really. I think it was the Spanish guy. I think he was Spanish. He asked a really good question about him and his contract and everything else. And he just went, we're not talking about that. I want to talk about the club and I want to talk about this. And he talked about Laporte and the fact of he's not going to be ready for Monday night's game. He talked about Sergio Aguero saying he's not even trained yet with the squad. So hopefully Sergio will be back very, very soon, back in full training. But he did say to a question about Phil Foden, he said, I've spoken to him. And that's in the past. He's been back. I've seen him for the last 3-4 days in training, and that's all forgotten about. It's done now. And I'm sure Pep did speak to Phil Foden and give him a right bollocking, plus an arm around his shoulder and say, come on, kid, don't ruin the career that you potentially could have, and you've been around perfect role models in the likes of David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne and Sergio and others. Maybe not Kyle Walker, but you've been around some great role models and you've seen what these players have done in their careers, acting in the right way. Don't spoil it by being a dickhead. Crack on. You've been great so far, but you've had a lapse, and I don't want to see any more of this type of thing. And put an arm around him and give him his ticking off, and then said, "Come on, get back on the training pitch. We need you for Monday night." And I'm sure Foden will be there, fit, ready to play, and have a point to prove. And this season, maybe for City fans and for City as a club, maybe that absolute brain fart that he had in Iceland, maybe it'll be the making of him. Maybe this will be the thing that says, Jesus, I could really lose all of this quite quickly if I'm such an idiot like I have been. That ain't going to happen again. I've had my warning. Now I just knuckle down and I need to prove to the club. And maybe Pep said to him, you need to prove to the club now and the players and the squad and everything else, the fans, that you deserve a place here. We've trusted you. We've brought you on. We've done this, that, and the other with you. We've given you an opportunity. This was going to be your season. Then you go and do something like that. Maybe he's got a point to prove. Don't be surprised to see Phil Foden have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful season. So let's hope so. But who knows? We weren't there in that conversation. Who you think we should get in defence, and who do you think Sterling should play? Left wing now, signing's gone, or should there be a replacement? In defence, I'm not one for we should get this player. Cop tips. I've never been one of these. We should get this player. I mentioned Upamecano last summer. Now, is he the right signing for City? I have no idea. Koulibaly thing, I've given my thoughts 1,000 times on this channel about Koulibaly. Jimenez, I'll be honest with you, not somebody that jumps out immediately. Skriniar has proven himself. Would we get him? Probably not. So I don't know. My honest opinion is I do not know. I trust in the board. I trust in what the board are going to do. And, we're talking about Cheeky, Varane, Pep Guardiola, Khaldoon. And after everything they've done, and it was very interesting today on social media, after I've been banging on for 2 months about please stop giving Cheeky and the board so much grief, City fans, what are you talking about? Suddenly there's been a big shift today in a lot of Twitter City accounts suddenly all saying the same thing. Very interesting. I don't know whether it's people have finally got fed up of it. But hey, we've got to trust in them. It doesn't matter what me, you, and Joe Blogs on the Street says, these guys are paid hundreds and hundreds and thousands, millions sometimes, pounds a year to make these decisions because they've been proven to make the signings of a Kevin De Bruyne, a Leroy Sané, a Raheem Sterling, a Gabby Jesus, a Laporte, an Ederson, all these players. They've, we're only picking on certain elements of players. Maybe one or two flops here or there. That always happens. But people quickly forget of what we've got and what we've done prior to just the season that's gone. Centurions, formidables, breaking records left, right, and centre. The best football the Premier League's ever seen. And yeah, last season was a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. We're not entitled to win, the Premier League because we've got Pep Guardiola or because, we've got Kevin De Bruyne or whatever. Sometimes things happen, and Laporte getting injured was a massive, a massive impact on the team. Sané out for a whole season, lost us so many goals and assists, which we were lacking this season. Clinical finishing in a lot of games would have got us 3 points instead of a draw or a loss. And so it wasn't just down to the fact of a Vincent Kompany who left the club just over 12 months ago. It wasn't just solely down to Vincent Kompany. It was the fact of numerous things that happened. So it's good to see people maybe, I don't know, not everybody, but maybe starting to come around to that fact that, let's not be entitled and think that just because we haven't signed somebody that particular person wants to sign. Oh, well, the board are crap. They're not crap whatsoever. Graham Leatherbow, surely Plan A didn't involve us not having all signings in place by now. Unprepared, disappointing. Well, you're just one of the people I've just been talking about, Graham. Addy, Paul Murray, I agree, mate. It was the media drama that caused us so much grief. Time with Barca. How many trophies do you think we'll win? I have no idea, Sean. Let's go for 2. Premier League and FA Cup. There you go. Who knows? Window's not over yet, and then I'm not bothered. Yeah, I mean, this is fact. If the window had closed and we're moving into the season, and all these people that are making these rash, ridiculous, childish statements, and you just think, bloody hell, we could sign 2 players. Imagine if we would. All right, here's the thing, and this is. I just think when people post these things on social media, and I look at it and I think, can you imagine if we signed? Let's say we signed Koulibaly and we signed another top class left back. Well, we've signed Torres, Koulibaly, top class left back, and Nathan Aké. Are they going to moan about that? Because if not, they've made themselves look embarrassing by these comments. If the window's finished, I can understand people going, I'm disappointed because we haven't signed and that's it now until January. But the window's still open. The club, for all we know, and nobody knows, nobody knows what the club are doing. Nobody. So don't read into the bullshit that's on social media. Nobody knows what's happening in the background with Cheeky and Ferran and Khaldoon and Pep, who they're looking at, what they're looking at, if they're looking at anybody. Nobody knows. But if you were to go and sign 2 more players, let's say we sign Koulibaly and we sign a left back, then how foolish do these people look? Moaning and whinging and whining constantly when the transfer window isn't even finished yet. We've still got 2 weeks to go. And it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. I don't get it. People not sometimes look when they're typing and think, well, what if? I might look alright, knobhead, if I type this now and we go and sign somebody. Stop and think about it. If the transfer window finishes and we haven't signed anybody except for Torres and Aké, and then we get beat 3 games on a run, what if we don't sign anybody whatsoever? and then go on and win the league with just Ake and Torres. How stupid are these people going to look? It's like, do you want to hedge your bets that much on 2 weeks still to go in the window and what might happen in the next year and things like that? It's like, just give it. Give the board a chance to actually do their job. And then after everything's done, you can assess it and go, because we're all great in hindsight, aren't we? We're all, football managers, FIFA managers, keyboard warriors and things after the event. Oh, we should have signed company last season. Oh, we shouldn't have. We should have replaced him. We should have done this. We should have done that. We should have done the other. People were moaning this. People were moaning on social media this season. We were formidables. We still should sign somebody in January. We really need somebody in January. We desperately need somebody. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win. We're definitely not going to win the league. We need somebody. We went on to be formidables. Didn't hear any of those people going, oh, you know what? I was wrong. Actually, we've had the most incredible season ever. No. They drift off into the background and only come out when there's sort of something to moan about or, something like that. So, yeah, just it is what it is. But hey, I guess we can't get away from that. Everyone's entitled to an opinion, and that's absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever. It doesn't float my boat. It's not the type of stuff I do. But everyone is entitled to their opinion. But Blue Heart says the loyalty and humility of City fans has always been something to admire about us and our club. I hope we never lose these things. Oh, mate, I could not agree with you anymore on that particular point. But sadly, I do get a very, very, very small feeling that we are getting a section of fans that just feel so entitled that if we don't win a treble, if we don't win the Premier League, then they'll go, well, we spent this and we spent that, and well, if you spend money, that means you should be winning the league every single season, every year, and you should be winning the Champions League, and you should be. Name me another team that wins the Champions League, the Premier League, season in, season out, season in, season out. Ain't happening. Barca were winning the Liga when Real Madrid were winning the Champions League. Liverpool won the Champions League when we were winning the Premier League. And you got to remember this City squad under Pep Guardiola goes for all 4 trophies. We go for everything. We're not. Sorry, it's got fly on there. We're not a Klopp who just targets one particular trophy and goes all in for that and plays a load of kids in a cup competition. We go for every single trophy that's going. That is Guardiola's. That's the difference between Guardiola and Klopp. And for me, it's a huge difference between the two. Huge. If Klopp was to win a Premier League and 2 cups, or he wins the Champions League and maybe 2 domestic competitions as well, fine. But he isn't. He's a one-cup manager. He goes for all out for one thing. And that's been proven in his tenure at Liverpool. He is a one-trophy manager. Now, when Liverpool actually go all out for 4 competitions and maybe win 2 of them, fine, okay. Then maybe you could even talk about him in the same league as a Pep Guardiola, but where it stands at the moment, they are miles apart, City and Liverpool, when it comes to, the current era of domestic competition. I mean, miles apart. Blue Moon FC, Ake is young enough to be our next Vinny. Well, I guess we'll wait and see. We're all hoping that might happen. Blue Heart, here, mate, says Roberto Blonde. Martin says, right, guys, I'm off driving. I'll be listening but can't comment. Q Andy winding me up. No, I'm not winding you up, mate. It's stupid. Imagine we buy KK and he's trash, and then you'll be getting everyone saying, why did we buy him? We should just be grateful who we get. Yeah, absolutely, Shadow. And that's the thing. Like I've said all about, and it doesn't matter whether it's Koulibaly or it's Jimenez or it's Skriniar or it's whoever. we don't know what they're going to be like when they come to the Premier League. One, because of the language issue. Two, because it's the Premier League and it is different. Now, some players adapt to it pretty well. I mean, Laporte's done pretty well so far. And other players have done pretty well at other teams, but it is a completely different beast to any other league in world football. And one, it takes a while to get used to it. And, when you're talking about Koulibaly might walk in and be amazing, absolutely phenomenal. But it is a risk. It's a gamble because you're hoping that he does, one, start speaking English quickly, two, start communicating well, three, actually adapt to the Premier League and be where people think he is in world football week in, week out. And sometimes, and most of the time, that's not always the case. But then he'll be 30 and we're hoping that the same things happen again, and maybe it will. And for that type of money, all right, if we got it for 55, 65 million quid, I think it's worth a gamble. But for anything more than that, I mean, it's a massive gamble. It's huge. Because let's face it, if you're spot on, Shadow, if he came in and he didn't hit the ground running and was like, oh my God, he's like another Mangala, the grief he would get, well, no, not he, Cheeky would get after all of these experts claiming that, oh, we have to get him, he's the best player in the centre-back in the world, oh, he's this, that and the other. They won't get the grief because they haven't signed him. Cheeky will get the grief, and Pep will get the grief, and Varane will get the grief, and everything else. And then it's like, oh, here we go. It's another Mangala. It's another. When you're spending that much money, it's a gamble. And when you're spending it on a young player, it's a bit different because you think we can give him a year or two. Maybe this season he needs to bed in. Next season he'll get used to Pep's system or any manager's system. It doesn't matter have to be Pep, but he's got time. You sign a 29-year-old who's going to be 30 next year and his first season isn't great. Well, he's 30 then trying to go, shit, we spent 70, 80 million quid on this fella, giving him 200 grand a week and he hasn't been great this season. That's pressure on Cheeky and Varane going, what the hell are you doing? There's no time to be going, well, let's give him another year or so. He'll be 31, 32. So you've got to get these things right. It's not simple. It isn't FIFA where you can go, oh, I'll swap him for that and get rid of him. I don't know how FIFA works, but I'm assuming that's how it works. But and then if it don't work out, it don't make any difference. I'll just get rid of him and get somebody else. You can't do that in real life. But Blue Moon says Ake kept Bournemouth up for years. He's ready. Well, I mean, Blue Moon FC, I spoke to Bournemouth fans about Nathan Ake, and their words were to me, Nathan Ake is 100 times better than any player at Bournemouth, and how he could possibly stay another season at Bournemouth would be beyond them because he is so far above at another level than any other Bournemouth player. They rated him that highly. They said he was absolutely exceptional for Bournemouth. And as we know, I think 106 games, never once conceded a goal that was down to his fault. And that's a team in Bournemouth who went down, who had a lot of attacks against them. And yet Nathan Ake was never attributed to have a brain fart where a mistake led to a goal because of him. So now that's Bournemouth. What's he going to be like at City? We don't know. Let's give the kid a chance. Let's see. Let's see what he's like. And give him a few games and we'll judge him. But one thing is the best. Is every time I've seen City play Bournemouth in the stadium, has been right up there as the best player on the pitch. That includes the City players. That includes De Bruyne, Aguero, and others. He's been, even though he's been on the losing side, he's been the best player on the pitch, in my opinion. And I've called it out on post-match interviews outside the Etihad and said Ake was superb and things like that. I mean, he was that good. Well, I guess we'll wait and see. City clearly see something in him. He's a very talented young lad, and hopefully he can produce that form for City. You'd have to think under Pep, he's definitely going to improve. But yeah, we'll wait and see. What do you think of Bielsa? I think it's a breath of fresh air. We'll see what Leeds do this season. I hope they do well. It's one thing saying, they plays this great expansive football and blah 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 blah. It's another doing it in the Premier League, because sometimes we've seen teams that play like a Bournemouth, under Eddie Howe a couple of years ago, play this great expansive football, but finish like 14th, 15th, 16th in the league, and it don't really get you anywhere in the Premier League. You might get away with it in the Championship, even though the Championship is a very difficult league. But against top-class teams, doesn't always work out. So it's going to be really interesting with Bielsa, because he is a tactical genius. Pep said he's a tactical genius. So I think it's going to be exciting to see Leeds this year. We saw the opening game against Liverpool, which is the opening game, and anything can happen. Let's see after 5 or 6 games where they are. But I'm more excited, rather than Bielsa, I'm more excited to see how Jack Harrison does. And I'll be keeping a very close eye and doing some Jack Harrison watches on the Leeds performance, because I was like that in the summer, earlier on in the summer, going, could we get Jack Harrison in as a replacement for Sane? Well, we didn't. We got Torres in, and he looks great for Spain, but another kid who needs time. So I'm going to keep a close eye on Jack Harrison and how he plays, rather than Bielsa and Leeds. But I think he'll bring something, that's for sure. Let's see who else is on. Carl Blundell, the Evertonian. Hi, Roberto, mate. I think we still need a centre-back and backup keeper. I'm hoping Romero from the Rags on Smalling. Oh, you reckon Smalling? Ake kept Bournemouth up for years. He's ready. I'd give Ake a season. We need to be patient. Yeah, I mean, he said that. Give him a season to settle in. Yeah, I mean, there's no excuses with the Premier League, though, Jack, because he's had a few years in the Premier League now. But obviously, he needs to get used to a Pep style of system, which isn't too far away from Bournemouth. Brilliant this season, will be brilliant, mark my words. Rodri will be brilliant. You mean Rodri will be brilliant. Blue Heart, there are millions of FIFA experts on Twitter. Real life tends to be the level. You said it, buddy. You absolutely said it. Ake was always great, but Steve Cook was very solid as well, and Wilson and Fraser and King kept them up until last season. Well, I mean, I'm only quoting what Bournemouth fans said, Cal, the ones I've spoken to, and they were their words, not mine. So I'm just talking about the Bournemouth fans I spoke to. Hope you found me well. Yeah, very good, mate. Thank you very much for asking. Blondie says, early doors and looking that focused is a massive indicator to what could happen when your team fully integrates. Long time coming. I might turn the city blue again. God, wouldn't that be a nice thing? That would be a nice thing, Roberto. Let's see. Bayern 8-0 up now. Sane on the score sheet. Kamal sort of says it all about the Bundesliga. Bloody hell. Would you take Lewis Dunk at Brighton? You mean from Brighton? Oh, Lewis Dunk at Brighton. Martin would. I give Martin a bit of credit here. Martin did give a shout out to Lewis Dunk about 8 months ago. He was talking about Lewis Dunk. I'm not too sure. I'll be honest with you. Maybe. I won't say one way or the other. I have a feeling Everton would be much higher, mate. Carl said this looks to be one of those seasons, Sean, where anything could happen. It could be another shock season. And you've got a few more injuries now as well, Cal. They're crying about anything they can't handle is more akin to the behaviour of spoilt brats. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Blue Heart. Where's Martin Connolly in the comments think he's disappeared? No, he's driving, mate. I was watching 17-18 season. City were brilliant. Pep is a great leader and coach. Best football I've ever seen from a team. There you go. And that's from an Evertonian. Pep is happy with the team now. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Who knows? Martin left minute. Sign is good. Yeah. He's supposed to be driving home. Maybe he's actually come home just to watch Leroy Sané. He don't like Sane. So the fact that Sane's assisted and scored, he'd be absolutely devastated. Because he's got a bad attitude. I wonder if he's still got that bad attitude at Bayern Munich. But anyway, uh, is Mike feeling better? Then yeah, he's back on his feet again. He's had a bad week this week, but yeah, he'll be back in the morning. But anyway, Pep's press conference, like I said, Laporte's going to be out. No Sergio Aguero, which is a miss, and hopefully he'll be back in training next week. But other than that, he said Ake, it looks like he's ready. Whether Ake will play, we don't know. And the Phil Foden, he's had a talk with him. Foden's been in training for the last 3-4 days, and yeah, everything is everything. It's back to normal. Football is back finally. Monday night, City versus Wolves. It's going to be a tough game, but then you've got Wolves getting knocked out of the cup competition. So we'll wait and see, but it's going to be a tough game, whatever happens. And obviously, we'd like Laporte playing. We would like Sergio Aguero back, but they're not. So we're going to have to just trust in what we've got and trust in the team and everything else. But it's going to be exciting. Don't forget to check out tomorrow morning, about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled. Martin is going to do a live vlog with a Wolves YouTube channel. He's going to do a live vlog, not recorded one. It's going to be live, so you can join in and ask questions for about half an hour or so with a Wolves YouTube channel. And that'll be in the morning. Then he'll be back tomorrow night doing a preview of the season that's up and coming for Manchester City. He'll have a few guests on. Don't forget the Empty Seat Show will be back on Sunday night. And yeah, we've got some great guests lined up in the coming weeks that are coming on. Some fantastic, more maybe ex-City players. So keep tuning in and see who's on Sunday night and in the future Sundays that are coming. But finally, I'll just see your final comments before I go. Let me see where it was up to. Robito says, I reckon the press, after trying to push an agenda between Pep and Klopp, will now focus on Lampard and Klopp. Stop trying to put an agenda. Yeah, a great point. Certainly after their little bit of tit for tat over transfers and things like that. 3-1 City, you reckon, mate? 8:30 a.m. No, I think it's 9:30. Around about 9:30 it'll be tomorrow morning. We have 5 games in 30 days. Let's hope we don't get injuries. Yeah, I mean, all teams are going to have to face that shadow. That's the problem now with this COVID thing. They're going to have to ram so many games in closely. Don't be surprised. Everyone, don't get all angry and shocked if whoever you support, if some of your top players get injured. I think it's going to be a byproduct of the season ahead. And if we can get through the season, any team and the teams you support can get through the season with limited injuries, you'll be lucky, because there's unless you rotate often, and this is the thing, maybe City will do that because we go for all 4 competitions. Maybe the likes of Klopp won't. Maybe Klopp will go all out for the Premier League again or the Champions League, and I'll rotate heavily in all the other competitions. But unless we rotate often, don't be surprised if we get some more injuries, even to key players, because I think it's going to be the same for every team. Playing, 3 games in 9 days is not good. It isn't good. And even if you've got a pretty decent squad, it's still not great. But it is what it is, and we just have to crack on with it. At least football is back, albeit behind closed doors, which isn't great. And who knows what's going to happen in the coming weeks with fans in stadiums. I mean, we originally thought 4 weeks ago there was talking maybe 15,000 in the stadium. The latest rumours are saying that could be about 1,000 in the stadium, and that could go to nothing if the Prime Minister's lockdown rules that may be enforced next week for 2 weeks at least, where we go back into a lockdown stage, then no fans will be in the stadium. It's that simple. So Will fans be back in the stadium? I don't know. I really don't know. I've no idea. It's going to be one of those. We'll have to suck it and see. Do I think Do I think this coming season, 2021, we'll see fans back as per normal? I doubt it. I really do. I think we're going to just have to wait and see this year and see what happens next year, whether we will get fans back in the stadium, back to sort of 54,000 capacity. I can't see it this year, and I certainly can't see it for this season. But we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? A lot can change in a short period of time. But yeah. Anyway, did Pep mention anything? Just woke up. No, only what I've said earlier about who's in and who's out. Pep looked fed up having to bat away negative journal. Yeah, I know, Blue Heart. Yeah, same thing. And especially on a Zoom call as well. He's like, there were so many sort of delays and he's waiting and waiting. And then, oh, I see his face. Oh, is that what he looks like? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then the questions were all a little bit, there was a couple of decent questions in there about his future, which he batted away. It's something I would have asked. I must admit, I did post on Twitter saying, if you're going to get these idiots on, let me ask Pep some questions. I'll ask him some proper questions. But yeah, I'm sure they've all got their editors telling them they want this question, they want that question being asked. But yeah, he don't look too impressed. It was all a bit like, let me get back on the training pitch. I've got loads to do for Monday night. And then when you've got those delays in the Zoom call and things like that, it seemed like he was getting a bit fed up with this. Are you there? Are you there? Hello? Are you there? And it's obviously a few people, cameras weren't working and things like that. So it is what it is. Is Vincent Kompany going to come on Man City Fan TV? I think he should. You'll have to wait and see. Sam Elliott, we have a good enough squad depth, so we'll probably benefit us. Yeah, maybe not, maybe. I've noticed sudden switch to the media bumming up Chelsea and Arsenal. The loving is growing again. Hey, listen, I'm more than happy with that Blue Art. Let's just keep the focus on them and not us. I'm at school every day and there's no social distance, so I don't see why stadiums can't open. Hey, it's much bigger than that. Boris Johnson's not dealing with it properly. This is not a politics show. We haven't bought a season ticket yet. I don't know if you can yet, though. No, mate. You can't unless you're a season ticket holder. Sam Elliott, imagine that happens to any other team too, mate. We have a better depth of squad than any other team, in my opinion. We have the edge, buddy. Yeah, Rubito's confident. Anything on Koulibaly and nothing. Theon Butler, absolutely nothing. If it is, and there is something, promise you, we will be here talking about it. But if there's not, all we're doing is we're just giving you the same old garbage that's on social media. Nobody knows what's going on. But there's definitely been a very, 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 very marked decrease in the Koulibaly stuff today. That's for certain. I've been following social media quite closely throughout the day, and there has been very, very little on Koulibaly compared to the last 3 days in particular. It's gone very quiet on social media, even about Jimenez. And for me, if it's quiet, it means that the club are doing something. It means that they're keeping it very, very close to the chest. So stick with it. Just wait and see what happens over the coming sort of 5 to 6 days. Don't be surprised if out of the blue, City announce something. And then you'll see a big social media. He's on his way. We're signing this player, blah, blah, blah. Who that will be, I've no idea. I'm not going to come on here and say, what social media do. Which is report, this player's on a private jet or is on this, or let's just wait and see. But I do think something will happen, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the way it is. He's being careful because imagine the backlash if we had a second wave. Well, I think the second wave is almost on its way, mate. If I'm being honest, everyone will be blaming if he doesn't even make most of the decisions anyway. Folks, no politics or religion. Yeah, we're not into that. Everyone has an opinion. Hey, Blondie. I've been here, but too tired to think. Chris Baker's on. How are you, mate? He's struggling now. He's back to work, isn't he? Just like Ferran Torres, yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, Torres came out the blue, didn't it? It was all over nothing, and then within 24 hours, it was like, oh my God, we've signed him, and it's happened very quickly, and we've done a lot of big deals that way over the years. So I think just stick with it. Just stick with it. Be positive. Let's focus on Monday night against Wolves. Don't forget tomorrow morning. Check out Martin's live vlog with big Wolves YouTube channel, and give it score predictions. I've already done a video this afternoon, a quick video for their channel, and I did a quick video talking about my thoughts on Monday night and my score prediction, which I'm going to keep quiet. I'm not going to tell you what my score prediction was. You'll probably have to go over and listen to it on their channel, but I'm sure it'll be discussed tomorrow. Yeah, apart from that, let's keep positive, please. Please. And I have seen a big shift in social media today, and it's really good to see a lot of sort of City fans going, come on, guys, let's stop this nonsense about cheeky and the board and everything else. Let's just wait and see what happens until the transfer window finishes, which is great because the last 2 months have been absolutely horrendous. And as you know, for the last 2 months, I've been saying the same thing over and over and over again about, come on, guys, let's stop the slagging off of the board. Let's just, wait and see what happens. And social media seems to have had a bit of a turnaround today, which is great to see. So keep the faith with City fans. We've got a brilliant squad as it stands right now. If we sign nobody else, we've got a great squad. We've got as good a chance of anybody else winning the league. And that's without signing anyone else. And that's with the likes of Sergio coming still to come back as well. So, yeah, let's just keep on board. Let's be City fans, be positive. And if we don't win, let's have that attitude of we'll win the next game and things will still happen. But Blue Heart says, Koulibaly, I don't like the guy's body language. He looks moody and boring to me, especially with ridiculous prices nowadays. Private jet spotted Leeds Madrid headed towards Manchester. Andy, bugger off. John Malone. Did you see Sane score for Bayern? No, because I'm on here. Sheikh Mansour went to Spain in the Lamborghini. There you go. Maybe he'll go to Spain again, but this time not for Gareth Bale. Maybe he's been to Spain and tried to get Lionel Messi, but maybe that was Catalonia. But anyway, guys, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Ronnie Beaver says, spot on, I'm going to leave you with that one. There is only one religion on here, City. Absolutely. Positive City, Ronnie Beaver. Good way to end tonight's vlog. Well, no, good enough. Come on, let's talk about the ways we will try to stop us this season. Will it be VR? No, I'm not going into negativity. Ronnie Beaver, well said, mate. Well said, absolutely. Cheers, Andy. You and your quick vlogs are now terrible. I got tested for corona and came back negative. Well done to you. I've just ordered my my COVID test for when I get back from Austria next week. So, yeah, I'll be doing that, even though I don't need to because of my job. I don't really need to isolate because of my job that I do, but I will be having a test anyway and making sure that just in case, because of family reasons. So I'll be taking my test and getting it sent off when I get back next Friday. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, whatever you do, subscribe, hit that bell icon, make sure your settings set to public, not private, like I say every single time. And I want to say a massive thank you to everybody. Loads of new people on tonight, which is brilliant to see people commenting. I really do appreciate it. And we do at the channel. And Martin is gonna finally be back, so give him a massive welcome back. He's been down in the dumps this week because he's been poorly, but he will be back tomorrow on the channel in the morning, 9:30, around about 9:30. So keep an eye out on the channel for a live vlog with a big Wolves YouTube channel. And he'll be back tomorrow night as well with some guests talking about the predictions for this coming season. So if you want to join in, please join in the morning, join in tomorrow evening, and don't forget the Sunday night empty seat show. Can't tell you who's on because I don't know who's on, but I do know we've got some great ex-City footballers potentially coming on in the very near future. But anyway, take care, everybody. And finally, is there anybody else who's on here? As always, great vlog, Andy. Come on, you blue boys. Absolutely, Iona. Well said. Hype for the new season. Good. That's good to know. And that's what you should be doing. Martin has been down in the dumps since his FIFA debut. You've just hit the nail on the head there. That's so coincidental, isn't it? He suddenly gets sick and ill and poorly after that horrendous FIFA debut. Oh, Chris, I never even thought about that. You are spot on, buddy. Is that the end of Martin's FIFA career? Will Martin ever come out of the dumps ever again and manage Man City on FIFA ever again on Man City Fan TV? Who knows? All I can say is he's got to be bloody better than he was in them first couple of games because he was absolute garbage. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Take care. Thank you, Blondie, for your modding. Thank you for everybody else for coming on. We'll see you in the morning around about 9:30. Have a great Friday evening and we'll see you soon.